Good day, Saints. This is your rector, the Reverend Tom Stramick Jr., and if you can't tell, I'm coming to you from the kitchen of our beloved church. And I'm doing so because we, once again, this week, are concentrating on the concept of Jesus as the bread of life. And Jesus says that he is the bread that came down from heaven that gives life to the world. And whoever eats of this bread will live forever. And when we think about bread, we often think about something like this, a little sliced bread or wheat bread or even a croissant or something like that. But bread for most of human history has been the basic food of people. We talk about having bread and water as sort of the basic stuff of life. Bread itself has been a basic staple of most civilizations. Actually, I can't think of one that hasn't been for human history. And so when Jesus talks about himself as the bread of life, he is really saying to people that knowing him is the key to eternal life, that our spiritual sustenance, our spiritual energy, our spiritual direction comes from Jesus. And that to the extent that we're not attached to Jesus, to the extent that we neglect our relationship with Jesus, to the extent that even perhaps neglect coming to church or otherwise think we can make it on our own, we end up being what amounts to spiritually starving. We begin to lose sight of the divine things that happen in the world. We begin to think of the world as a dangerous, difficult place, which sometimes it is, but that's all we think of the world as if we lose our heavenly perspective on things. And so this Sunday, we're invited once again to talk about Jesus as the bread of life and our own spiritual sustenance. We are invited to come to church and be with one another and support one another in our own spiritual lives. And I encourage you to come and be a part of that gathering. Of course, we're also in the midst of winding down the summer, and we have a couple of end of summer things. On Saturday, the day before we gather for worship, we're having two things, which is one is Parish at the Lake. That's parish with an E, not parish, or not parish with an A, not parish with an E, i.e. We are going to the lake. We're gathering at the Zimmerle's cabin at the lake about 90 minutes from here and enjoying each other's company and enjoying a potluck. And so you are welcome and encouraged to come and be part of that. And before that, you're welcome and encouraged to come and be a part of the Saints and Sinners breakfast gathering at Elmer's. And be aware that there's some traffic challenges around there, so leave early for that to avoid getting stuck on that and being late. But aside from that, should be a good time by all. So would love to see you all at that at any of those things, but especially at church on Sunday morning, and invite you to think about how your relationship with Jesus feeds you, quite literally, in body, soul, and spirit. God bless, and I'll see you later.